Welcome back to Power Lunch South Africa. Various industries are faced with the enormous task of reshaping themselves in order to be fit players in the digital economy. But what are some of the key solutions to challenges that are hindering this process? Joining us now is Caspar Herzberg, who's the president of Schneider Electric's Middle East and Africa region. Caspar, thanks so much for your time. I mean, we'll get to that discussion in just a moment. Perhaps can we begin with what brings you here? So you're attending a very important meeting tomorrow, being hosted by our president. Tell us why.
Well, it's a great honor, frankly, to be invited to participate in these talks. And it's a very exciting time to be in South Africa. I mean, there is not just the general rebounding, the positive sentiment in the economy that we are feeling. There's also, as you rightly say, this focus on the digital economy.
Sure.
And I think this is something global, but quite strong here. And if I can participate in these discussions with other business leaders on sharing some of our experiences from the energy side, which powers the digital economy,
sure,
right? And some of the solutions we have found in breaking the silos, in getting the workforce ready for the future, and it's a great pleasure. Yeah.
I like what you say, if you can participate, because our president has made it very clear about the kind of participation he's looking for from investors, particularly foreign investors.
Yeah.
He's looking to inject a lot of cash in South Africa's economy, a lot of investments in order, I mean, for it to grow.
Yeah.
For you, what are your terms and conditions of being one of the potential investors to put more investments into South Africa?
Sure. I mean, investment follows opportunities.
Sure.
And as you create opportunities around the digital economy, cash follows. So I think the focus is around creating those opportunities. For us in the energy sector, I mean, Schneider Electric is the global leader in the digital transformation of energy. So what that means is that we bring safe, reliable, and connected energy to the people, right? Connected is the foundation of the digital economy. So in Africa, in South Africa and Africa in general, a lot of people don't have access to energy yet. So this is clearly, for us, a big opportunity. And South Africa is the hub from which we supply, from which we support this opportunity, and the hub in where we want to leapfrog to the next level of the digital economy, right? What I think you call here the fourth industrial revolution.
Sure.
Right? So I understood that Cape Town, for example, is focused on becoming a smart city, right? The challenges for a smart city are very similar all across the world. Whoever tackles them successfully first has the government backing, has the support, has the acceptance of the people, right? They're going tackling traffic challenges with technology, water challenges, water supply challenges, energy supply challenges, right, where we play. Whoever does that first is going to untap a massive potential, not just here, but globally. Right? So we're very interested, we're very focused on that. We're a leader in the space, and we want to double down in South Africa on this opportunity.
We talk about smart cities. Everyone speaks about, Singapore as being one of the ideal examples. Yes. And in South Africa here, across various provinces, we've got our special economic zones that I think are trying to develop in that way. But I don't think there's an appreciation or a understanding that, this is actually the way to go to get the economy out of the tough spot, not only here in South Africa, but also in Africa. I don't know, or do you see things differently?
Well, I think that the challenges that the smart city seeks to overcome are the challenges that are extremely meaningful here. I mentioned water, the amount of water you lose from the moment you get it, I mean, out of the source until it reaches the house, right? I mean, what smart city solutions do is that you can reduce your water loss by 50, 60, 70% or more. The same goes for energy. I mean, without energy, there is no digital. This is clear. Ultimately, everything we do is powered by electricity, right? So you asked me about the opportunity, whether the opportunity is understood. If you can save 60% of your energy costs, that creates massive value for the economy and for the people that successfully do it. I think this is the area to focus on.
All right, so you're looking to be a key player in, you know, developing smart cities, providing your energy solutions for the upliftment of the economy. But we are seeing totally, when we look at our investment figures economically, that, you know, investment is really at a standstill. For you, I mean, what are some of the quick wins that South Africa can exploit from investors like yourself?
Well, I mean, investors generally look for a stable environment, which you provide now, with the rule of the law, which you provide, with the type of, especially when it comes to new technologies, functioning public-private partnerships that South Africa can provide. So the more you focus on creating win-win in public-private partnerships around these key verticals of the future of the smart city, like water, like energy, like transportation for others, and traffic management and so on, the more you provide public-private partnerships where industries can invest, can experiment a bit on what works and what doesn't, then that's an extremely attractive proposition.
Caspar, can I just ask for some more blatant honesty? I mean, I was speaking with the CEO of Siemens just last week. I was asking her about her concerns of the economy in South Africa, and she says that she was very worried about potential changes to our constitution and what this meant going forward. For you, what are you most worried about?
I'm most worried about training. I'm most worried about education of the workforce. I think this is really also where we as a company put a lot of focus. When I look at vocational training, on-the-job training, I think this is creating the workforce of the future that can participate, that can lead in the digital economy. For me, that's the worry. That's a worry in South Africa. That's frankly a worry globally. And I think that's also a big opportunity where South Africa can leapfrog. Because if you get that right, if you can produce the software engineers, the process engineers, the project managers that can operate in this environment, in this future environment, that's the, that's the thing to get right. And in this context, I mean, we've trained as a company, as Schneider Electric, about 10,000 people in the last 3 years. We want to train 30,000 in the next 4. So we are also really doubling down on this. This probably more than any other challenge is the one to focus on.
If I wasn't so deep in my career, I'd make myself one of those 30,000. But thank you so much, Caspar, for your time. That was Caspar Herzberg, who's the president of Schneider Electric's Middle East and Africa region.